What is going on? Well, I'll tell you what, it has been a few and far between trying to get these episodes in, and we must apologise because with Kanye now back on a 9 to 5 and me flying all over Europe for shows, it's been really hard to schedule, hasn't it? It's been
difficult, but
yeah.
The stress is have led to one thing only.
Oh dear.
We're not messing. We're not messing.
So, did you play football or go and watch football? What did you say? You guys see your brother, didn't you?
Well, so I went to go and watch my brother play. Right, so the team I play for, they have two teams. So I went to watch brother play, and he was playing. Well, I thought he was playing, but he wasn't playing. He didn't turn up because he had toilet issues. Okay, fair enough. So I've turned up. They were short. Phrase, get a kit on. All right, fine. You know what? I'll come on. As I got changed, I didn't realise my other team had a game on the opposite side of the park that I didn't know they were playing. Because I thought we had 2 weeks off. And then one of the lads has walked over because he spat his dummy out and he was like, "Oh, why don't you play?" I'm like, you know, we have a game, bro. So then I'm already kitted up to go on for them. So I've gone and played for them. And then in the pub afterwards, I'm like, "Where were you?" Like, bro, you said we had 2 weeks off. So I need to get fit. I need to play. All right, fair enough. It was only a friendly anyway. So calamitous, bro. Calamitous, but funny nonetheless.
How did you play? Where did you play?
He brought me on a centre back. It was all right, to be fair, considering it was a whole new back four. You know what it is? The thing is, when I play, I like to play with people. I've done my time playing like competitive and try and just be as good as I can. I just want to enjoy it. And the lads we play with, all the boys there, both teams. They're both really, really sound. They have a good bit of banter between the two. It's a good laugh. It's really nice to play with good people again.
Nice. Well, we've got an interesting one to come back at you today, and it's a fun one. We are talking about football video game classics. So I was thinking about this earlier on, and so was you. And what was gave us the brainchild for this was whilst I was waiting for you to do a few bits before you jumped on to record, I was playing a bit of what's it called, FC 25 now, basically FIFA rebranded. So I was playing a little bit of that, and I get bored playing with like good teams. So I always start with West Ham, so that I'm not a good team. But once I've won the Champions League 10 times in a row with him and brought young players through, which is what I like to do, I then go down, no cheating, no like financial takeover. At the moment, I'm doing a career. I started with Wimbledon because I thought, oh, bless them, you know, the original Wimbledon. When we were talking the other day about them being prized out of their ground and relocated to Milton Keynes and that. So I thought, no, we won't do Milton Keynes Dons, we'll do like AFC Wimbledon. So I took them, a couple of players on loan, sent the scouts out, got a few kids like when they're 16, maybe their stats are like late 50s, maybe rated at 60 or whatever, 65 if you're lucky. And I've been playing them and developing them. And now at the stage I'm at now, started off in League Two, got promotion, won both cups, then obviously qualified for Europe, so then won Europe and then won the league, and now won League One. And now I'm halfway through my season in the Championship. I'm pissing the Championship, and I'm in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So doing all right, playing all right. Due to get promotion. Few good players now. I had that Brazilian lad who plays on the right wing, Takey, on loan for Man City. I've made that a permanent now. My go-to signings for anyone who plays career, I know you play Ultimate Teams and that. My go-to signings are usually, right, there's a couple of free agents. So there's a Mexican goalkeeper. I think his name's like something similar to Avocado. It's like Avocado or something. He's got long hair and a headband. He's a free agent keeper. He's mustard. I always get Israel Reyes, who's another Mexican. He's a centre-back, but I developed him straight away to play CDM, and he's basically Declan Rice, just sitting in front of my back four. I always go and get Isaac Torre, the 6'9" centre-back. I get him. He plays for someone like Strasbourg or Augsburg or something. No, it's definitely a French team. It might be Strasbourg or of Stade Rennais or someone. He plays
Stade
for them, and
Rennais.
he's mustard. Yeah.
He doesn't play for Brest, does he?
No, no. Only Mika Richards likes them, though, doesn't he? And so does
We
Gino
all
De
like him.
Campo. So does Gino De Campo, apparently, according to the news. Um, So yeah, I normally say now. Last year on 24, he was a beast in the air. Like when I got a corner, it was pretty much a penalty because he's 6'9" and really strong. So he just come up centre back and it in the. But have you noticed the heading is fucking shocking this year?
Awful. The heading on this is awful. You need play styles to do it. So you need aerial plus really. So when we play Ultimate Team, everyone will have Van Dijk in the team. Not only because he's good, like even now, I'll reel off my team in a bit and I'll show it in the comments as well. But my team's ridiculous, and I've still got Gold Van Dijk because he's just a beast. But you need to have that aerial presence to win any corners. I mean, I got the game in November, I think it was, start of November. So I've only been playing like a couple of months, and Jesus Christ, the heading is atrocious. I think I've scored twice from corners. Like
Same,
it is
yeah. I can win the
atrocious.
headers, but they like just skim off their head or end up 50p heading over the bar. So yeah, he was a good asset, but he's still so strong. You're just knocking anyone off the ball. That Torre, I love Torre. If I need a partnership, I go and get Omar Soler with him, who's actually on the free transfer list in real life at the moment. I've not seen him in real life. And the player I have to sign on there is from, I think he's at Inter Milan, 16-year-old Italian kid with like long hair, Alice band, called Luca Romero. And he plays sort of where Salah or Bowen would play, sort of right inside
Inside
forward.
right.
Yeah, he is fucking mustard. He starts off obviously needing a few games, and then first of all, he's left-footed, but cut him. His right foot's a bit weak. Within a couple of seasons, he's like late 80s rated, and just don't stop scoring. He's just unbelievable for me. So there's a couple of top tips for my team.
So with that, do you simulate games or do you play your games, or do you do a bit mixture of the two?
It depends if I'm trying to get through it, if I'm bored, but generally I play the games because it's pretty easy. And you know what, when it's my downtime and I get time to do it, I don't want to be stressing. I know I just had, waiting for you, I just had life and death with Ipswich, where they were their second in the league, I'm first. They came straight out and scored 3 goals in the first half. And I was like, oh my God. I switched it up a little bit and then I won 5-3. And it was a canter in the end. But I like to knock it about and try to score good goals and through balls and nice little passes and that. I like to enjoy playing it. Do you know what I mean? Do you not think as well, the way they changed the layout on this year's one, you could change the formation mid-game. Whereas now you can only have like 3 saved ones and scroll through the X-pad thing.
You can change that.
Right.
But it's very, it's complicated. Even to this day, as much as I've played it, I've not set that up yet. Because it's just so boring. I love that before you could literally change tactics in game, right? And I love the way they've done it. So I don't know if you know this, if you noticed about the play style pluses, and positional pluses and stuff like that. So when you play before, say last year, I could play a 4-4-2 with my players where I wanted them, and in game I would easily change to either my formation I used to play was 4-1-3-2, or I used to play the 4-2-3-1. You had to have a 4-3-2-1. Also, set there before. 4-2-3-1, and then no matter what players you had. So say I had Salah on the right wing. If I move Salah to be up striker, he'd still play as good as it should do with his stats. This year they've made it so players out of positions don't do as well in other positions. Love that. So if I've got a player who's brilliant, so for example, I'll tell you, in my team, I've got Roy Keane still. Anyone who plays Ultimate Teams knows that Roy Keane is massively outdated on FIFA, but he fits my team and I like the way he plays. He can play CDM or centre mid. But if I put him in cam position, last year he'd still be Roy Keane, still do his bits. This year, he stands there and watches people walk past him because he looks lost. Love that. So, but why make it so complicated for this? Yeah, but why make it so complicated? It's so hard to create a second formation. You could just change to in game, and then you have to do it. And little things they've done. So I could send you my tactics, and you could put the code in, and it will set up my tactics for your team. You could try how I play, which is, I
right.
love that part. It's brilliant. That it's just a code. Love that bit, but it's just more. Why have you made it so difficult for so other parts of it? I mean, simplicity is key, in my opinion, for football games. Yeah, take it on, but
Yeah.
keep things simple.
I've read on forums like that. If anything, people like the fact that you've got more flexibility with the player roles. Like you can have, like if you've got a centre mid, you can have him box to box, you can have him deep lying playmaker, you could have him roaming, whatever. But see there, when I was 3 down at half time last year, I would have switched to 3 at the back, 2 up front, 1 in the 10, and be a bit more attacking. And I can't do it like mid game, having not like set up the alternate tactics. Yeah, also the defending is shit. Like sometimes you can't control your defenders run away from the ball. Like you'll be trying to go towards the ball when they're attacking. Your defender just runs towards the corner flag and it opens like the Red Sea. That's annoying.
That's well, I think that's down to play styles. So if you look on when you play it, you go to your tactics. If you press right, you can change players like box to box and things like that. Certain players will have a plus and then a plus plus. So that will be their positional ability. So, for example, in my team, I have who's on my right hand side at the minute. I have Lauren James, a team of the year, 96 rated Lauren James on my right wing, who is inside forward, and she's just constantly being a nuisance in the right little channels and doing stuff like that. But then on the other side, like it's very frustrating because on the left hand side, if I played a player who's just a left mid and I wanted him to play, I don't know, say as a wide playmaker, for example, because I used to have Pires there, he'd look a bit lost because it's not his position. It's like quite a unique position having a wide playmaker. But I've got a player there at the minute. He absolutely does not give a fuck. We say anyone who plays FIFA at a good level will know certain footballers have auras. So when you play with them, like Rio Ferdinand has an aura, Messi, Ronaldo have auras about them, Mbappe has an aura. This Rafinha is ridiculous, like outrageous. I did him for an evolution, and right now he's keeping out Neco Williams, John Barnes, Robert Pires. He's keeping some monstrous big boys out because he's just outrageous. So that's maybe why. And I noticed that when my defenders are not on like what they like to play, they'll sometimes just stand and ball watch, and players will just walk in behind them and tap it in. Ridiculous. But
yeah, that's true.
as I say, it's a game.
Yeah. So from the modern incarnation of football games, I'm a little bit older than you. Let's roll it right back to the first sort of games you started with growing up. So again, I'm a few. What are you? I won't say your age, Eddie. I think I'm 4 or 5 years older than you, maybe. So
yeah, I'm 21. You're 25. Fine.
That's it. So the first football game I remember playing properly was my mate had a Nintendo. So the first sort of games you played was obviously Super Mario or whatever, and then they brought out, it was obviously 1990, they brought up World Cup Italia 90. And that was the game where you could sive someone down and just run away from the ref. That was the first one you could do that on. Like if he wanted to book you, a little fat ref with a big nose would be just chasing you around the pitch.
He had some stamina, though, that ref. He could go.
He did have some stamina. He did. He had what an engine he had getting around the pitch. Sign him up. Yeah, so that will be the first one. And then I think later on, I'll just run through my little like discography.
Yeah, go on. Tell us the highlights of your footballing video game career.
Misspent youth. So that would have been the first game I played. And then I think later on, I was fortunate enough to get a Super Nintendo, a SNES. And the game at the time on that was Kick-Off 3. So that would bang in. I mean, looking back now, they just look fucking terrible. It was but Kick-Off 3 was pretty good. And then I remember being really excited. Let me know if you remember any of these, by the way. I remember being really excited that a football game called Striker came out. Right, but you could play indoor football as well, like a five-a-side in like a hall, like a five-a-side pitch. So then it upgraded to that. And then it would have been like the early FIFAs. And then I reckon around 94, 95, 96 was when everything was sensible world of soccer. Sensi soccer, wasn't it? on the Amiga, and my mate Paul De Silva had that one, and we spoke about that. It was just go and sign Roberto Baggio when just curl it from the halfway line in the top corner every single time. Players like that, so that would have been it. And then through the FIFAs, I dabbled for an interesting thing. I dabbled for a little while with Pro Evo when that came out, and they were kind of neck and neck. And for a while, a few years, I preferred that. So because I played that through my like teens and 20s, when I play FIFA now, I use the alternate controls. So I don't shoot with I don't shoot with the normal ones. I use the alternate ones for that. So I don't even think, in a way, like FIFA's all I really play, and it's addictive, but it is a bit of a rip-off, really, isn't it? They basically just bring out the same fucking shit every year. You know what I mean? Just change the players. You literally could go, I mean, maybe the kits are different a bit, but you could literally go on and edit and change the players yourself from 20. I think 24 was better than 25. You could change it yourself, couldn't you? But I still end up buying it and playing it. And when I bought it for Ronnie, actually, bought it for my little boy for Christmas, and I play it more than it. That was the excuse. But I play it more than it.
That's a devil's avocado right there.
Exactly right. Exactly. That's again, isn't it, for me? So kicked him off his own game. But I just think every year it's getting slower and slower. And I don't I have to change like my team and the CPU team to be a bit quicker, because I just find it painfully like running in treacle. So tell me they're the ones I can think of. Tell me your history of football games, and then we'll delve into some of them.
So we had, I remember some of the games you mentioned there. I remember Super Kickoff, which was the high angle from the top.
Yeah.
When the player slid, he was suddenly about that long, but on the pitches like that, it's crazy. I remember that one. Striker. I originally remember playing World Cup Striker. That's how it started with me. We had Fever Pitch. Fever Pitch was a hilarious game. So basically, you had different types of players that you could sign. So you had a man marker, you just follow the player around. Then you had the bruiser, you controlled, you could elbow players. You had the diver, the power shotter, the curve. I was going to say the curler then, but that could have come out wrong. And then you had wing. It was crazy game. So much fun. And then we played a couple of manager games. The Premier Manager we used to play with the little cheat where
Premier Manager.
Yeah.
Didn't even mention the manager games. Premier Manager, Championship Manager, Cherno Samba straight away, 20 finishing.
Prem Manager 98, you could cheat, and if you played Barcelona in your 4 friendlies, it gave you £4 million. So no matter what division you're in, first player you always bought Peter Beardsley, because he was at Fulham at 3.5 stars. And if you retire, you get a 17-year-old 3.5 star on the same wage. No fucks given.
Taribo West.
Yeah, Taribo West he was a champ manager legend, Taribo. Tajini Babangida used to be able to get from loan from Barcelona. Babangida used to just 19 acceleration, 20 pace, nothing else, just destructive outright. There was
Tiger.
What a player from used to be able to get him free from Fenerbahce. The one that I used to love getting was Sunday Elise. You could get him free from Borussia Dortmund because his contract ran out in January for some reason. So you could get him free from Borussia Dortmund, and he was just a monstrous CDM. I had like just a team full of Nigerians. Babangida this side. I had Taribo West at the back. Then you had Sunday Elise, just destroying people for fun. And then there's a few players I used to buy from foreigners, but that was that. And then Sensible World of Soccer is, to me, visually probably the worst. The gameplay, and it brings back to what I said, simplicity. It is by far I remember once playing it, and I got Scotland all the way to the World Cup final. We beat Brazil in the final 4-2. Big drunken Ferguson with an hat trick. Oh, mate, just outrageous. We used to play the 4-1-3-2 with always put a defender as your CDM, because his value would go up, and that's how you get your money. And then so as his value got up, you sold him. Boom, right, I bring someone else in. Brilliant. That's when I first discovered George Weah. Oh, what
George Weah, no. Liberian legend.
Outrageous.
Also, just remembered another one would have been from the mid-90s, and it was on the Sega Mega Drive, and my mate Danny had it. It was European Club Soccer.
Rings a
Remember
bell.
that?
I don't think I played it. I think it rings a bell. I don't think I
Yeah,
played it.
yeah. That was all really. You basically could be, as I remember it, you basically just used to be like Duncan Ferguson, like Andy Carroll, Niall Quinn style, cross it and it. That's all it. And that was the way to score. You know, like a sweat goal on FIFA,
Yeah.
where you just square it across the keeper and your mate
Oh,
taps it in. That was just cross it from the, you're heading it in like every
yeah.
attack.
See,
It's good though.
I never remember that one, but I do agree when you mentioned about the Pro Evo. We converted to Pro Evo here on the first one. Oh my God. Master League was the one. Vonanda,
Yeah,
Castillo, Dodo, Miranda, these players, did me well. Because you never used to get money, you used to get points and you could buy players, and you start in Division 1. You have to, I remember this is why he's one of my favourite German players. The first time I actually played Master League and I was not playing against brother, I was like, this is really hard. I didn't know about the control settings at the time. And I was playing it. And who scored my first goal? Big Oliver Bierhoff. And because they didn't have the
yeah,
license, it was actually spelled Bierhoff, as in B-E-E-R, because they didn't have the license to
yeah.
spell it properly.
I remember. Yeah,
And he was just
yeah,
a big man up top. And for years, I still commit to this. Pro Evo was better than FIFA for years.
yeah.
And then Pro Evo started copying some of the stuff that FIFA did that didn't work, and FIFA started copying things on Pro Evo that did work. And like you said, you play alternative. That to me is the perfect example of FIFA copied them. They even knew that the majority of their customer base were enjoying that sort of gameplay, so they gave them the option to change the settings just with one flick of the button to play it the other way if you want. And it's a shame because you'll love this. So we used to play in the house, me and my brothers. We had a rule in our house. If you go 3-0 down, that's it, you're off. Three for tees. If you lose 3-0 down, no matter what, if it's literally bang, 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 you've not had an attack yet, 3-0 down, pass the controller off, go make everyone in the room a tea. Threes for tees. No messing about.
I love that.
Threes for tees was the way forward. Like when we get my brother on, you'll see. Threes for tees, mate. That's why no one of my brothers can make tea. Because they knew, I'll go make tea because they lost 3-0. Make fucking tea, you bitch.
Brilliant. Coming back to what you were saying there about unlicensed players, there's been some brilliant names over the years. There's been the midfield dynamo, Paul Vince, weren't there? Oh, and then Ben Ferdinand.
Hey, I remember there was a brilliant left winger called Ryan Greggs. What a player! What a player!
Yeah,
What a
there were
player he
so many
was!
good. There was a funny one. I can't remember what it was, but Arsenal player Stefan Schwartz. Do you remember him?
Yeah,
Yeah, I forget what it was, but that sticks in my mind.
some of them were brilliant. And the thing is though, I love the way they did it because it was just not obvious. It was just like, listen, we're going to have fun with it. We're going to make the games. We can't have the license, so we'll make them funner. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure once upon a time there was a player in the midfield called Paul Mintz. Says it all.
brilliant.
Says it all.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. Yeah,
So
Chris
yeah, I
Starr,
love stuff.
weren't there?
Yeah.
But also with the teams, it was like Man Red, what
Yeah.
East London,
Yeah,
yellow,
Merseyside red,
London,
Merseyside blue.
London white, and all that, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
love it was brilliant.
so after your Pro Evo, you went back to FIFA, did you?
Yeah, probably ever lost it. Going back to FIFA, and I was like you. I used to play career mode, maybe the occasional season, and then it was my brother who was like, "Why don't you play Ultimate Team?" Oh, it's all this chemistry shit. Fucking bored, man. Like, no, like, and he explained it to me. I was like, "Oh, all right, I'll get into it." Mate, it is so much better than career mode. Like, don't get
Listen,
me wrong, I love playing career. It's the game's faster, a lot faster, and it's not just like so. When you play career mode, you can just go and buy who you want, put them in the team, whatever. This is you have to have links to get the best out of players. So icons will give any player in your team a one link. If they're the same nation, they'll get two links. You can have a manager to help you link in. So to give you an example, my team goes Team of the Year, Iker Casillas in goal. I've got Steve McManaman
hang on.
as right
Sorry, hang
back.
on. Not Raya. You haven't got David Raya in goal.
You know what? And pause that. You know what? That's now the international size for pause, right? That is now the international size
Right,
for pause because
right, got it.
listen to this bullshit. I was listening to a podcast on the drive to work, and David Seaman was talking, and they went, "All right, here's your chance, David. You got to sell one, bench one, start one. Raya, Allison, Edison. What order are you putting yours in?"
Allison
Yep.
first, Edison bench, Raya out the door.
David Seaman, the complete opposite.
No.
Starting David Raya, benching
Stunted.
Edison, selling Allison. Are you fucking for real?
Yeah, that's just Arsenal bias, though. That's just Arsenal coloured glasses, that is, isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I actually thought that is something I'm up for doing for you. I was going to plan it, but we'll do it later on the next episode. I'm going to give you a Premier League 11, and I'm going to give you the option of benching, starting, selling one of these players. I'm going to go through a team. I'm going to make one for you. I'm going to make 3 teams. That is what I'm there. If anyone wants to get on and do that with us, get involved, get in touch. We'll definitely do more of them because we can do it for leagues as well.
Quick shout out because I want to see if they're watching. I was out for a drink last night with Marco, and he was asking how the podcast was going and when we're going to get a bit more regular with our timing. So I hope he's watching. Also, I saw your mate, and I apologise, I don't know his name. We were introduced before. The lad that works at Empire, who supports Liverpool and used to play Football U coming out of COVID. Really nice fella.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Jack.
Yeah, worked at Empire as a waiter. Really lovely bloke. We
good guy,
were
Jack
having a meal yesterday. We were talking football with him and talking about the podcast and whatever. So yeah, nice bloke. So shout out to Jack and to Marco if you're watching, and a few people that have been asking about the podcast. So let's get back to your ultimate team. So you've got Iker Casillas, team of the year.
Iker Casillas. Yeah, I've got a hero Steve McManaman at right back. For now, he's basically my weak link. He's the next upgrade. We've got a Kanate, 91 rated, and standard goal Van Dijk as my centre backs. Although I do have a team of the year honourable mentions Rudiger on the bench. So,
right.
But that says it all about the aerial plus. Van Dijk is so good. You'll love this one. Who is, if I said to you, most entertaining left back to watch? Who would you say?
What? Like currently playing or
ever?
Roberto Carlos.
I've got team of the year Roberto Carlos at left back.
Sorry, Ian Hart.
Sorry, yes, sorry. Unfortunately, Ian Hart hasn't got an icon card yet, so there's no Ian Hart being there.
Robbed. Absolutely
robbed. On the right hand side, I've said I've got Lauren James. On the left, I've got Rafinha.
So did you have a left back? Ashley Cole or
Roberto Carlos?
Oh, yeah, I've got Carlos.
You've got Robbie Carlos. Side note, speaking to one of the lads from football today, Alessandro, he's from Madrid. Argument. All I need is, tell you what, I'll give you, I need a yes or no, and I'll give you 30 seconds to explain why. His statement is, who's the better left back? Ashley Cole or Marcelo?
See, I never liked Ashley Cole as a defender. Ashley Cole, you will, because Ashley Cole is the left-sided Trent to me. He was better going forward and not great. I remember him having an amazing game against Portugal and pocketing Ronaldo. But other than that, I never thought he was that good defence. I thought he was one of the first of that era to be like that attacking fullback, more so. So are we talking defensively or overall?
In your team, you in your personal opinion, whatever team you're putting together, are you having Marcelo or Ashley Cole at left back?
I'd probably have Ashley Cole, but I don't think he was a great defender. I think there were better left backs. I mean, I'd rather have Maldini than Ashley Cole.
I thought you were going to say Ian Hart then. Oh, my God.
Oh. Well, Ian Hart goes without saying. He's going straight in the team.
Obviously. So.
Go on.
Let me get 30 seconds, right? Marcelo played in a Real Madrid team which dominated the ball and had skills. Yep. Marcelo, to me, was a left midfielder that played left back and was outrageously good at it, but defensively, not that strong. Ashley Cole, I think, went under the radar because of how good he was defensively. You've never seen it. No, you don't remember any games where someone's had a great game against him because his positional play, how he played there, and forcing them, using his attacking skills to force them backwards was unheard of at the time. He was a revolutionary at that position. I think Ashley Cole.
Yeah, he was. Like I said, I think he was one of the like pioneers for pushing up and being more attacking and pushing the fullback back. You know what I mean?
To say he weren't a good defender, because individually, bear in mind, peak. Now this is peak winger. Cristiano Ronaldo pocketed him. That
That's
game
about
you're
the
talking
only
about,
time I can remember him being outstanding in defence.
but outstanding
Again,
in
he was in
defence
an
and
Arsenal. He was
attack.
in the Invincibles team that had all the ball, with the same argument as
Yeah,
Marcelo. You
but
know,
then he was on.
they were
But then he played
people
for
on
the
the back
Chelsea
foot.
team with no help. He had the Chelsea team, so you had good centre back partnership. Ashley Cole on the left. You had
That's what I was gonna say.
Makelele who covered the middle. SM would cover all the area, like basically Conte with like a threat going forward. Lampard is a 10. Damien Duff's not helping him. Arjen Robben's not helping him. So on that left side, it was basically one-on-one if you fancied it, and still was never really exposed. Was never never even. See, it's only one time I've ever seen him on a clip of getting done, and it's where Ronaldo drops a double step over on a drag back, and his foot slips, and he sort of like does the splits. And as a defender playing at the highest level, that's the only clip you can show of you being embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? That to me says it all.
If it's the last minute and you're 2-1 up in a Champions League final, and wave after wave of attack are coming from, say, Real Madrid, and they're coming down the right, who would you rather have, Maldini or Ashley Cole?
That position, Maldini, because Maldini is a better defender.
That's what I'm talking about. So I think most of Cole's attributes where he's attacking, rather than he's defending.
I think that's harsh.
Okay, here's another one. Who's a better defender, Ashley Cole or Trent?
Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
So I think that's harsh on Ashley Cole. You're comparing Ashley Cole. Who would you have then? You're 2-1 down against Real Madrid, and you're attacking on your left-hand side. Who do you want at left back? Ashley Cole or Maldini?
Yeah, Ashley Cole if you need a goal.
So, as an overall package then, I think it's harsh because I think with the ability of Maldini, you wouldn't play Maldini left back. You play him at centre back. He was so fucking good, just so good.
No, but he did play left back. So
he started left back. Well, he started at left back because he was.
He started, then went centre back, and then finished there, didn't he?
Yeah, just what a player though. I genuinely don't think people understand just how good of a just outright defender he was. Just so watching him play in Italy, he's just unbelievable. Just so fucking good. And then if I have to slide tackle him in the wrong position, just drop that in an interview. It's like, yeah, if I have to slide tackle him in the wrong position, like,
true, isn't it? Really. So yeah, then if you're all-time 11 for the whole package, are you having Maldini at left back or Carlos at left back?
For the whole package, I'm probably leaning towards Cole. Yeah, I probably lean towards, just because if we're down, he can attack. I think you've got, if the absolute master of the trade of attacking, you've got Carlos. You've got the absolute master of the trade of defending, you've got Maldini, and then you've got the jack of both as Ashley Cole. Just there.
Here's a fun one then. You got 3 players, 3 left backs, right? Of your choice. You might want to include Carlos, you might want to include Maldini, you might want to include Cole, or you might want someone else. I'm going to give you 3 players that you put into a machine and it molds them into one super defender, super left back with like no weaknesses. So I want you to pick 3, 1 for their attacking, 1 for their defending, maybe 1 for their positional sense, maybe 1 for their strength or reading the game. You know, like
I've got this.
Left back. Someone along the lines of like Bobby Moore's reading the game, but then Carlos isn't. I know he wasn't a left back, but I'm giving you an example of the attributes. Go on, what you got? Who's your 3?
You know what? So I'd go with Roberto Carlos for his pace and attacking threat, and the dangerousness of his free kicks and striking and his passing. I would have Maldini for the defending, just outright, both footed, can go either side, comfortable, can switch positions, and then just for the delivery, I go Ian Hart.
Ian Hart.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say Ian Hart, and then you know what I'd do is just for the outright naughtiness of the skill and the ability to do bits on the ball, I'd probably go for Marcelo. The skillful ability of him, it just so you could trick yourself past someone, get past them with Carlos's pace, and then if you need to defend, you're back there doing the Maldini bits. What would your three be?
Yeah. I mean, that's a close shout. You'd have the obvious ones are Maldini for defending, Carlos for attacking. Trying to think of a left back with it. I tell you what, I might have it, but then he wasn't always a left back.
What are you thinking?
It's still a bit controversial. I think I'd spring a little bit of Dennis Irwin in there.
You know what? I was going to suggest Dennis Owen.
For the positioning, his old head, he could take set pieces as well, so that wouldn't be bad. You know?
Yeah, Dennis Owen would be a good shout because he again, both footed, just a steady header.
Yeah.
Just literally turns up, you'll get a 7 or an 8 out of 10 of him. Just every week,
But
just steady header.
You'd have that consistency, experience, and positional acumen, and then the defensive side out and out Maldini, and the attacking side threat and pace from Roberto Carlos. I think that'd be a hell of a defense.
I've got a good name for this. We could do this every week, right? This could be the Jan Molby experiment.
Oh, I like that.
The Jan Molby experiment.
So then, talking about the Jan Molby experiment, right? Well, give me. Oh, who was the lad? I think he played for Dortmund. Who was just a pace merchant midfielder, absolute like lightning.
I think you're thinking of Dennis Romadol.
I am thinking of Romadol. So what if you put through Romadol, Jan Molby, and Matt Letitia into a booth?
Jesus Christ!
That's a shout, isn't it?
You know what?
That's a shout.
That'll be it, right? We'll set the rules for this. I'm thinking, no top 4 players. So you can't have like Zidane and this and that. None of that. Players that are not classed as top of the top, but you bang them mixed with other players, there would be. So you can say Letizier's ability and striking ability on the ball, his set pieces. Molby, just a man like Molby. And then Dennis Ramazar's athleticism and just pace. He'd just be destroying people for fun. You'd have, you know what it remind me of? It remind me of a really prime Hatem Ben Arfa. Just floating past me with ability. When he wanted it, he had it. Like
that's a new segment. I'm feeling like I want to get something with Antonio in, but then like someone who went their whole career that was pretty good injury free, yeah. And then someone like I don't know, like if you put like Andy Carroll and Antonio, and then like the finishing of someone deadly like Fowler.
I've got a combination for you as a target man. For a target man for me, right? So I'm stripping away pace.
Duncan Ferguson, Andy Carroll.
I see. I'm going the finishing of Dean Ashton.
Oh, shot! What a shot!
The physical presence. Whoa! You'll like this one. I've got a joke about Jermaine Defoe as well. But I like that one. The physical presence of Big Drunken Ferguson.
Yeah.
Right, and then I've got just for impact, just for one season wondrous, and just for how we played the game for that 1 year. Man like Michu.
Michu was unreal, wasn't it? Was that
Swansea? Yeah. So imagine a Michu, Duncan Ferguson, and fucking Dean Ashton's finishing. Bring it on.
Right, the Molby experiment. That's going to be a whole episode. So we're all over the place here. We were talking about video games first of all. Then you were giving us your ultimate team. So let's recap. You got Ipe Casillas in goal. You got Steve McManaman. You got old Shaggy at right back. You got Canate and Van Dijk, and then on the left you got Roberto Carlos, and then moving into midfield.
Roberto Carlos, my left back. On the left wing, I've got Rafinha. On the right mid, I've got Lauren James. My midfield is Roy Keane and Zinedine Zidane.
Nice.
And then up top, do you remember the Georgian player who played in the World Cup? No, was it Georgian? No, he's Georgian. He plays for Lyon. Mikatsvila, I think that's how you say it. Probably butchering it. I've got a team of the year honourable mentions for him, but it's either him or Socrates. I lean more towards Socrates as a G. And then anyone who plays Ultimate Team understands the fucking fodder I've gone through to get this. I've got a team of the year, Gareth Bale.
Right.
Outrageous.
Pace merchant?
No, I don't play. I'm not a pace merchant. He has
No, but
the absolute
is he
ability.
though? Is he as a player fast?
I've only played with him once, and the guy quit after 3-0 down.
Did he have to go and make the team?
To be fair, he disappeared. Like, I'm still waiting. Still waiting.
Oh,
Still
I
waiting.
can't stop thinking about the Mulby experiment, Skill Merchant, Adel Tarab, JJ Okocha, Lee Trundle. What in a machine? What you
You know
said?
what? I'd switch it, right? You know, I'd switch. I'd go Adel Tarabt, JJ Okocha, with the consistency of Milner.
That's a shout. That's a great shout. Yeah.
Just being able to do it all the fucking time. Every fucking time.
Yeah. Until you're 90. Until you're 90 years old.
Yeah. Well, as we're coming towards the end of this, Michael, you're going to love this because I don't know if you noticed this. Did you know that Gareth Bale scored more goals for Real Madrid than he did for Spurs?
Love it. I can believe it.
He scored 102 goals for Real Madrid and scored 54 for Spurs. So, on that, I thought I'd test your knowledge.
Go on, then.
11 players have scored more than 150 goals in the Premiership. Can you name them?
Right. So I'm going to go with Alan Shearer, first of all.
Cheer up.
I'm going to go with Thierry Henry,
Thierry Henry.
Sergio Aguero.
Sergio. Who scored more, Aguero or Henry?
Aguero.
Aguero is.
I remember him breaking records. So, is it for their position or just overall?
Overall Premier League, there's 11
Premier League
Premiership
era.
footballers who have scored more than 150 goals in the Premier League.
In the
Only Premier League.
Right. So
One of them's on 150, and one of them, if you get the one who's got 149, that's a bonus point.
Right. Okay. So we got Henry there. So trying to think of proper bagsman over the years.
I'd imagine on the list, I've got two that are still playing. One of them still plays in the Premiership.
Hasn't been the Premiership since 2016. Let's have a think. Give me some clues. Chuck me some clues out because I'm gone blank.
Right. So the one that's in the Premiership is, as far as I've got him, he is the first player to score 19 goals in 7 consecutive seasons. He is currently, I think he's top of the goal scoring charts at the minute. Doesn't play as a striker. Mohamed, yep. The other one who's still playing is
Vardy. Harry Kane.
Harry Kane. Yeah.
Superstar wrestler.
So you've 5 down, 6 to go with a potential bonus. Honestly, I reckon I don't think I would have got the bonus.
No. Fowler.
Fowler's up there.
Is one of them not a striker?
One of them is not a striker now. Yet left to go. Yeah, one's not a striker.
One of them's a late arriving midfielder, isn't it?
He is indeed.
Lampard.
There you go. That's 7. One of them. One of them was, I'll give you a clue, burst onto the scene, scoring a perler against David Seaman in the top bin, went on to become Rooney. Yep.
I was about to say maybe more Man United players. So I was thinking, but then I'm also thinking people like Van Persie that have been Man United and Arsenal. Is he on it?
Robin Van Persie is on 144.
Oh, close then. He's close.
The next one I'll talk you through. The next one played for Newcastle, Blackburn, Manchester United, I think Portsmouth as well. Scored an outrageous goal to win Man United the league in the treble year with a little lob over Ian Walker.
Oh, Andy Cole.
Randy Cole, yep. 2 left to go.
Who was I going to say?
Drogba's not there.
Is he not?
Nope. Drogba, Snoop Droggy Drog is...
Snoop Drogba.
Drogba is very, very far down the list. Paul Scholes has
That's a
scored more goals
surprise.
than Drogba
Wowza.
in the Premier League. One of them is one of your boys.
But
You
not
might
for
not
West
see.
Ham. So.
You might not see him as one of your boys now after how he left.
Oh, Defoe.
Jermaine. Last
Yeah.
one.
And incredible
They,
how many good players play for Portsmouth.
yeah, so good.
So
I
we
mean,
talked ages ago about doing a Southampton 11. I was thinking about it. I bet you could do a blinding Portsmouth 11 as well.
it'd probably be that team, to be honest, wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, would you? Lauren, yeah.
Lauren
And
at right
John.
back, Glenn Johnson at left back with Sylvain Distin in defence, with maybe Big Herman and Ryderson. Maybe even Nigel Quarty gets a nod.
Who's between the sticks? Shaka?
Would you go Shaka? I don't know if I go Shaka.
We'll come back to that on another episode. Right, how many to go? How many have I got to get?
You got one more to go. This is number 11,
Right.
and then you got the bonus one. I'll give you 3 clues to the bonus one.
Right. Give me one clue on the one to go because we've exhausted. I keep thinking about Wrighty, but I don't think he scored that many goals.
Ian Wright is not in the top 20.
No. Because I always remember him scoring all over the place, but he never.
He started late though, didn't he? He started late.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Ian Wright's on 113 goals, 7 behind Gerrard, and 2 in front of Big Dion Dublin.
Dion Dublin. He had a real purple patch between Coventry and Villa, didn't he?
Yeah. So the last one you've got. Imagine if I said,
thinking about really obscure players like Ricky Lambert and Andy Johnson, but they won't be that far up.
No. This one is the. Wait, is he? Let me just check if he is.
That's another one. Beatty, James Beatty. Do you remember how good he was for a couple of seasons?
Yeah, he had a right purple patch, didn't he?
Yeah, another one, Southampton.
Right, you'll like this one. I'm pretty sure this is the only one on the list to ever have won the Ballon d'Or.
Ooh. He wouldn't have won it whilst in England, though, would he? Yes.
He won it while in England. Rio Ferdinand has said that you compare him to Saka's, all these players that play now, as a prodigy. This kid was unbelievable, better than any of them. Better than your Mbappe's, better than your Vinny Juniors. This kid was better than all of them. As a prodigy. And won the Ballon d'Or. Also scored probably one of the greatest goals you'll ever see at the World Cup.
What country?
For England.
Ooh. So it must be Owen.
Michael Owen is on 150, dead on the dot.
Yeah.
So on 149, right? What clues do you want? Talk to me. How do you want these clues? You decide.
Team is most well known for?
QPR. To me.
Nationality?
English.
Team he had his success with?
Depends what you see as success. Scoring most goals
where he
winning
scored the bulk of those goals?
Newcastle.
So is it less?
Big Les Ferdinand on 149 goals.
Wow, that is an honourable mention. This is the thing about when we do the Newcastle 11, mate. You're spoiled for choice there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Spoiled for choice.
Yeah.
You got Shearer, you got Ferdinand, you got Andy Cole, you got so many.
Even at the time when they had him, Carroll was a beast. Owen did well there. Yeah. Then you've got Papa Cisse, Demba Ba. You've got Isaac now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a difficult one for that. So good luck to you, Greg.
Mate, well, we'll get that one in the can. Did you finish that Ultimate 11? Did you tell us who was up front?
Gareth Bale and Socrates.
Oh, yes. Yes, you did. Yeah. Hell of a team. Hell of a team. So to round it off, what is your favourite game in history? Obviously, as the years go by, with the exception of FIFA, of course, generally games get better. But for nostalgia, like if this was like Room 101 and you could save one football video game, you're on a desert island and you get to take that video game to play, it's probably like Chad Manager or something, isn't it? Because you got a lot of hours in it.
It's not even a competition for me. It'd be sensible World of Soccer. Wouldn't
Yeah,
even be a
sensible.
competition because you could play it or you could manage it. You could the hours that me and my brother used to just plod through that. I mean, I remember once Alan Stubbs at one point was a monstrous CDM for me. He used to do absolute bits. I remember all the
Devil,
go on, go on,
Devil's
mate.
avocado. Devil's avocado, though. Has it stood the test of time? When was the last time you played it? And I'll tell you why. I'll caveat one. A couple of Christmases ago, we saw a Nintendo advertised, and it was something like 100 quid or something, and it had like 1,000 games. And me and Steph were like, oh, mate, all the Mario and like Tomb Raider and Street Fighter and blah, 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 blah. We were like, mate, this looks amazing. The kids have loved this. They paid for it for Christmas afternoon, and it sits in the loft now, getting dusty, because it just looks really dated and really shit, and the gameplay's nothing like the same. Like, do you think we look back on it all misty eyed, or do you think that you would still be entertained by it now?
I'll tell you why I would. I got that console as well, and after lockdown, me, Dan, and Tommy
Yeah.
used to smash Mario Kart for ages, just like blah 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 Mario Kart, doing the little cheat so you can be smaller to make it harder, little things
Yeah.
like that. Loved it. If you said to me now, you're going to be put on the desert island for a year, what you could get to pick what certain things, what football game would you like? It would be sensible World of Soccer without hesitation. Wouldn't even think about 40 man. It was just the simplicity and how good it was. Just was perfect. I know it had its faults, like the diving headers were hilarious. The slide tackles were brutal. You did a slide tackle, you take 10 minutes to get up. The halfway line, big benders from fucking Jose Dominguez. It all added to the quality of the game. And you know what I loved about it? If you chose to play majority of your games, when you started simulating the games, your team would play how you played.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to constantly keep. It was like sort of, to me, like this was the first game that was clever to pick up how you play. Hey, even like players, like I remember once upon a time on Footy Manager, I had Bebeto and Romario up front for one of my teams. I was like, this is what football's all about, mate. There's no retiring. None of this. You just sold them and bought new. Like, right, recycle. Just so good. Loved it. Perfect. To me, the only way that could be better now is if someone made an updated version that I could download, and I'd be having it. I'd be happy as a pig in
So,
shit.
talking of which, that brings me on to the last subject, and that is, can you tell our viewers about the old school version of Champ Manager or Premier Manager, whatever it was you downloaded, and who you was and how you got on with that, the nostalgia?
Mate, loved it. Right, so the old one, which one was it? I think I was.
Was it 2003 or something?
I got the 0304 version of it, and it was just so much fun to be playing. Just fine. Like, it's the year that West Ham had just been relegated. So they had players like Kevin Horlock, Kevin Nolan. They had David James was still in net. Defoe was still there. Like, the team, Rob Lee played for you.
There.
Yeah, Carrick was there. Rob Lee was there. And it's just, oh my God, it was so much fun. I'm pretty sure I was Sunderland. I was the Mighty Mackhams. And it was just so much fun. Just playing it. Michael Gray, he's a fucking knobhead. He is. I'm not a big fan of Michael Gray. After that, but it was just so much fun to be seeing players that, like, even seeing young players, you think, oh, he's going to be a G. He's going to be so good. He's going to be good. It was so much fun. So good. Really enjoyed it. It's similar to like when you play like the footy man. Like one of our mates, James Nelson, he's got the version of this Football Manager, but with 20 years ago, it's 1996, but all the players are set to come in when they're supposed to. So in 10 years, like 15 years' time, like Moldy will spawn a regen Erling Haaland. So he can actually go and pick up this 13-year-old Cesc Fabregas, like from Barcelona's youth academy. You can go and pick up a 16, 17-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo as a winger from Sporting Lisbon.
Whatever.
Yeah. He said the best player on the game at the minute in his 96 season is an aging Diego Maradona.
You know, man. Wow.
Outrageous, ain't it? Outrageous.
That's mental, yeah. Mate,
What
we'll
would you
join the
have?
Conversation.
If you had to pick a
Go on.
game, don't run off from it. If you had to pick a game on a desert island, what game you having? Is it Harry Kane's Super Striker? What about WWF Attitude Harry Kane?
Yeah, brilliant. I think I would Harry Kane's Punch Out, where I'm Mike Tyson and I just box the shit out of his face. No, yeah, I'd probably go with a management game because when I've really got into the management games, hours can go by, can't they? Do you know what I mean? Especially when you're a young man.
That's your pre-season.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you're still playing. So I want something to get immersed in. So it probably would have been just a management game, but a proper comprehensive version like they are now, where you can like deal with a team bus and a training ground and everything. Then you've got lots to get your teeth into. Do you know what I mean? Well, let us know during the conversation. Let us know what nostalgic football games you played growing up, or what you think we've missed, or any opinions on what we've got. Also, if you're reading the comment, if you're in the comments and you're watching this, drop your Molby experiment. 3 players go into some super machine. They come out as one ultimate player. Give us your maths equations, and we'll see what we can come up with. What do you reckon?
Absolutely. Let's see what you got. Bring it on. Right. I don't even mind. I'll give you one to go with. I'll give you from the retro era. I go Luigi Di Biagio's defensive work with Guti's passing and Carlos Valderrama's hairstyle. Come at me.
Love it.
Come at me.
What a man. What a man. Listen, thanks for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe. We really need to try and get these a bit more consistent. We're doing our best, but we appreciate you sticking with us. Before we go, anything else to say?
Listen, if anyone wants to come on and give us the conversation, we're on it. We've got a couple of people in the pipeline. One's going to talk about amateur football and how the Professionals Act affect the amateur football. He's a part of the management committee at level 6. I mean, we've all seen certain points where you do something on the professionals and then someone does it on the Sunday. How much does it affect? Currently we've got 3 people wanting to do Man City's 1 to 11. Don't know what's going to happen there. That could be a fight. We might even get a fight around.
They'll all go in the supercomputer and we'll see what team comes out on top.
Bring out the Jan Mulvis.
Bring out the Jan Mulvis experiment. Right, listen, till next time, thanks for joining us. Keep on balling, and we'll see you next time on
Opinions from Offside.
Keep balling, baby.
Keep balling.